But first, in just about 18 hours, the Texas legislature will gavel in for the 89th regular session. Thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Marin.
And I'm Jennifer Sanders. The only thing lawmakers are required by law to do during any session, pass the budget. And this time around, the Texas legislature will have a nearly $24 billion surplus to work with.
Our Capitol Bureau reporter Dylan McKim breaks down how this surplus compares to previous years and what lawmakers can do with the money.
Last session, Texas held a record surplus, $32.7 billion of these. This is how the legislature spent some of it. $1 billion went to the Texas Water Fund, another $1 billion for the Centennial Parks Conservation Fund, $5 billion for the Texas Energy Fund, and more than half, $18 billion, went to property tax cuts.
An ending balance of $23.76 billion.
Even though it's smaller than 2 years ago, the state's budget surplus is robust.
The legislature can take pretty significant bites out of several major issues, but it's hard to swallow one at one time.
Lawmakers will decide where this money gets spent, and there are a lot of issues to choose from, like water, energy, and broadband.
We have an opportunity to start taking big, meaningful steps in terms of how to fund our water infrastructure, water supply challenges.
To invest in Texans.
Texas House Democrats shared their ideas on how to spend the money, saying the state will have the resources to help Texans with health care, teacher pay, and keeping Texans safe. But we'll have to balance those priorities with continuing property tax cuts.
We guaranteed we would do that. We have to cover that.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick echoed similar goals, announcing his main focus with the surplus is property tax cuts and raising teacher salaries. In Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.
And the controller said the state has nearly $24 billion in the rainy day fund. That's a record. The fund was created in the 1980s to help balance the budget during an economic recession. Now, lawmakers can use this money for investments, and one idea this time is to use some of the money for a permanent water fund.